Hello, it's me, Froggy, and welcome back to the show. Tonight we got a special guest. It's the giant fat space cow. There he is.
Hello, everybody. I take back my previous comment about Frogs Lives Mattering. Yes. But welcome to the season finale of Peacemaker. And before we get into this review, I do say season finale because it has been confirmed for a second season, written completely again by James Gunn. So there you go. And of course, joining me to review this show is Froggy.
Hi, how's it going?
Yes. Are you ready to talk about the show, Froggy?
I'm ready to taste it, bro.
Do you want to taste it?
I'm ready to taste it, bro.
There you go.
Hashtag Frog Lives Matter.
That's right. We have a few comments to address. Ed Brewer saying that Tom Cruise is only 1 inch taller than Judo Master. Oh. And Maranya is saying that Tom Cruise is my height, which means Maranya is 1 inch taller than Judo Master. But Zach Richmond, who is updating his computer, says, but Judo Master eats more Cheetos. Is that more than Tom Cruise or more than Maranya?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, let's go ahead and get into this. So it has all led to this moment. They're going to face the cow. It's time to. So they get to the general area where they need to, around the barn, as the butterflies are set to teleport the cow off and away. And so they need to come up with a plan. So they pull out all of the helmets from Peacemaker's bag because, well, his dad is dead, so he doesn't have to worry about him anymore, tracking him. Or does he? Maranya wants some Cheetos, so she I don't know. She might eat more Cheetos than Judo Master. We don't know. Have you ever seen Judo Master and Maranya in the room at the same time?
I've
Maybe
never
that's
seen
when
Judo
she eats her
Master before
Cheetos.
at all.
Huh?
I've never seen him in any room before.
But what about when she does our readings with us? She's in a room.
Really, she reminds me of my cousin's wife.
Your cousin's wife?
Yeah, very abusive. Goes, hiya!
Oh, no, that's you, Froggy. But anyway.
I'm not abusive. I'm just a tough lover.
That's what your cousin's wife says too.
You know what? Come here close.
What? Ow. But yes, so they're trying to figure out a plan. So the first thing they do is they take some of the helmets, and they have one that allows the wearer to float freely, anti-grav. And so as Abigail is trying to come up with a plan, she goes ahead and says, okay, so you're going to take this, say, activate anti-gravity, and it'll all be okay. And that's when the helmet starts floating up and away. Oops. Oh, no. Did you just call Maranya Miss Piggy?
No, I said you're abusive.
You said like...
I said like cousin. I didn't say look like my cousin.
But your cousin has pork breath.
He prefers bacon breath, but, whatever.
Yeah. Either way, it's salty. Anyway.
Oh, my gosh.
Getting to it.
We've sunk so low, my friends.
Well, no, we're getting high. We're getting to 100 subs.
We're getting high? Are you smoking without me, bro?
Yes. Anyway, getting back to it. So they have a helmet that he used at the beginning of this season to blow up the crazy 80s butterfly chick. And so they're saying, well, you can use it again. And how
We
many
learned
charges?
that we learned that it has about 4 charges?
3 or 4, yeah.
3 or 4.
So they decide that's how they're going to do it. They give it to Eagly, and Peacemaker is convinced because Eagly sticks around. He's a good pet bird, but Eagly does not understand. So he takes the helmet and then he just flies the other way into the woods and drops it halfway through. It almost looked like it was going to be a moment of, yeah, hell yeah. But no. So they have to think about another plan.
Well, the funny thing is that while Peacemaker's trying to talk to Eagly, and Harcourt's getting annoyed, he had Vigilante behind him, mimicking him, and yeah, Eagly, go drop it off. He's
Yes.
And he looks at him like, what are you doing, bro?
I saw a comment the other day talking about.
You know what the best part though? Before we even got to that, on the way there.
Yeah.
Every time she tried to apologize, they make fart noises, and they
yeah.
And then the fact that Vigilante joined in, they just kept going.
I think the idea, Maranya, is that he has a different helmet for each mission.
Yeah. He said one of them he has for underwater, breathing underwater. He's got one for anti-gravity. Yeah, he's got all these different ones his dad made.
One that gives scabies.
One that gives scabies to everyone but the person wearing the helmet.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is that the original character, they actually had a different style helmet, which we did see in here. One of the helmets, and I think that might have been the anti-grav helmet. I'm not sure.
No, the fin one.
The Mohawk.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was another one. I can't remember what, but they couldn't make a good use for it, so they just left it there. But they do go looking for that, the Sonic Boom helmet.
If you think about it, his armors, his helmets are no different than Tony Stark having all the different armors. He had a rubber ducky suit armor for breathing underwater. He had one for different. He had stealth armor. So why did it take 60 years just to make an armor that can do all of them?
Yeah. But you see, Peacemaker, he has one helmet called the Human Cannonball helmet, and that one is it shouldn't be used because it crush every bone in your body.
I want to get one for you.
Oh no. But they go looking for the helmet, and that's when Peacemaker starts imagining things.
Well, remember he killed his dad last episode, so he starts seeing the ghost of his dad pops up and starts harassing him. He is mentally and psychologically broken. He loved his dad, but then having to kill his dad, his dad's was a jerk and all stuff. That would break anybody.
Yeah, no, I can't disagree. But we watch as he shoots the image, the hallucination of his father, and it hits a tree. But Harcourt is there, notices, and then says, "Oh my gosh!" because it led them to finding the helmet. Yay! So their new plan is to take Economus and give him the bag because he's the only person they haven't seen, and he is to act like a butterfly, get in there, and drop the bag. So he's not happy about it, and about halfway through, he takes it, starts making his way down there, and he's able to just slip through, and all he has to do is act cold, and he's okay. But he drops the bag, and
he gets out as soon as he sees the giant caterpillar.
The cow.
So when he sees Puppetine, he drops the bag, runs back upstairs, and then he gets interrupted. And then one of the former cops comes up to him, and who's possessed by a butterfly, asks him, "Curious, why is your host, why is his beard that way? Dyed only a partial way." And then he breaks down and says, he ran out of time, and he's never had a date, he's been a loser. He kept dyeing it, but then he never did it thoroughly because he's lazy. But then some asshole finally noticed and he wouldn't shut up about it. Hurt his feelings. I'm thinking like, shut the hell up, Ty Beard.
No. No. It's the opposite.
I did not feel sorry for him.
That moment is meant to show
that Peacemaker's a bully
behind it. And Peacemaker feels bad for all those times that he called him Diebeard and called him out on it because
but don't worry,
that's his friend. He made him feel that way.
But don't worry, this moment's made up with comedy later on. What happens to the guy?
Yes. It is a wake-up call, Ed Brewer. You're absolutely right. It's a wake-up call to himself. But
why is the Christian? Because they want to play with emotions, make you feel bad, And we all knew this guy was a loser anyway.
But now he's a lovable loser, so we need to feel bad.
You really love him, don't you, bro?
Not like your cousin loves things of similar size. But yeah. However,
what things of similar size?
I can't go into that for legal reasons.
I wouldn't want to go into that.
But that works. The butterfly buys it. However, one of the butterflies picks up the bag on the stairs, and they come up and they say, "Hey, that guy just dropped this."
He pulls out. There's a helmet. He's holding the Peacemaker Sonic Boom helmet. So they decided to say, screw it, because they had taped a microphone in there, walkie-talkie in there. So they're like, she's like, oh, he's about to get dog piled on, and she drops the freaking. This is what I don't like her character. She drops the walkie-talkie into a pile of leaves, and Pete's like, "Are you serious?" Like, "Oh, my hands are sweaty."
Yeah,
wipe it on your pants, then. Jeez.
But well, she doesn't want to ruin her pants. But she does pick it up. She gets to say that, and all the butterflies that were just about to tear apart Economos run back because the barn is starting to fall, and they all run.
They activate the sonic
boom, and they use up all the charges. They don't kill as many as you would hope, and so they pull out the guns. Economos and Abadayo stay behind as they start.
As Hardcore, Vigilante, and Peacemaker walk up with Badass as the title song is playing.
Yep. Do you want to taste it?
I want to taste it, bro. So bad.
Oh, jeez. And as they go through, Peacemaker they get to the moment where they just tell him, go down there, finish this. But as he runs down the stairs, he ends up breaking through one of the boards that are weakened.
It is weakened because of the destruction. So stability, he falls through one of the platforms all the way down. He's buried. Hardcore yells basically because her name is Abadiah or whatever her name was. I can't remember this, but she the Waller's daughter decides she's gonna go in there with guns blazing because Hardcore gets shot and is down, and then Vigilante gets shot too. He passes out, falls over.
And Economist decides to come, but he trips over the board and ends up breaking his leg.
He trips over the fence and he breaks his leg. That's for the makeup for making me watch him crying about his beard.
Anyway, as she comes through, she ends up finishing off.
She wills and she starts shooting people. I'm thinking, well, how is she that much of a perfect shot? She was never like that before.
Well, to be fair, she never shot anybody before.
She did,
but there's no saying that she didn't have training with guns with firearms.
She shot Judo Master, bro.
Yes, but I mean, before Judo Master, she had never shot an actual living being before. So
we didn't see her going through anything, training, at all, shooting anything.
I mean, no, because we don't see any of these people training. What are you talking about?
Hardcore was already I made sense. She was trained. That's why she was hired by Waller. Well, this girl, the daughter, just needed money because she lost her job, so she went to work for her mom.
Do you think Amanda Waller could handle herself with her gun?
Amanda Waller herself, yes, but this is Waller's daughter.
She would train her daughter to do the
Who was
same.
not part of the life. Now they're saying you could probably say, okay, back when she was probably from Little Ron, her mom raised her how to use gun safety and all that stuff. You sure, crib, but she seems like the person that's been a pacifist for the past 20 years, bro.
No. She is
and that's
late
right.
20s, early 30s. So that's her.
This frog is on fire.
Her entire youth would be this life, because that's why
she grew up in the mean streets of Chicago. That's why.
No. But anyway,
as Edgar says, let's be real. Amanda Waller didn't raise anybody. She don't time.
Okay. Amanda Waller hired the best to raise her daughter to be she wanted.
She hired Mr. Nanny. She hired Vin Diesel.
But then, as soon as Abadiah was able to break free, she did, and she ended up.
Anyway, let's continue on with the story. Yes. So she goes in their gun dual wielding with the guns and shoots everybody. Hardcore's about to get a butterfly in her mouth, and she grabs it. She runs up at the last minute, grabs it. The butterfly butt pulls it out and shoots it with the gun.
Yes, that was cool. And that's when we see Harcourt. She's lying on the ground because she and Vigilante have been shot to the point where they have fallen over.
Do you think Amanda Waller... That's my thing. We don't know who the baby daddy is.
Yes, as Maroni
he's even alive.
No, but...
Or he wasn't involved.
I want to know who wanted to be with Amanda Waller.
I'm thinking she went to a donor.
Will the baby daddy be the season?
She seems like the person that could not keep a man or even get a man without kidnapping him.
You know, I don't know. And Graphic Man just has popcorn. He likes us arguing.
Yes, I do too.
But
for $5.99, we'll continue.
Let's push on. As we get to see them continue, she makes her way down there, and we see a hand starting to pull off the rubble as Peacemaker's trying to get out. And eventually, he's pulled out, but not by Abadiah, which it looks like he's about to be. It's Goff.
Mm-hmm. That's the Korean or Asian. I can't remember what national it's supposed to be. Japanese.
Just the Asian cop is fine.
Well, I was trying to be polite again and say what her nationality is, but
they don't
label her as Asian. Okay, Mr. Smith.
Well, she's American, so there you go. She pulls out. She pulls Peacemaker out, and they have a quick fight. And we see Abadiah down there, and she says, "Activate human cannonball."
And she completely misses and slams the wall. At this point, Peacemaker starts fighting against Goth, but eventually Goth realizes his boss is like, no, wait, here's what Reese. He's like, she basically convinces him. He's like, he says, no, Chris, you are a true hero, unlike all these other people. I try to tell you, when we're in the jar, you treat me kindly, nice. Waller is evil. We're here is a peaceful mission. We don't take over anybody's body whatsoever. We're not here. So, and she's like, she tries to lure a man, bringing him in. It's like, hey, so if you can just help me and the other guy, if we can we need three people to pull the levers down. Yeah. So we can teleport our cow to New York.
You can tell that this moment in the script is when James Gunn was writing it at the height of the pandemic. But anyway, ultimately, it looks like Chris is understanding that Peacemaker might give in. And so Goff says, what do you say to helping us? And Peacemaker looks at her and says, activate human cannonball, as Abadiah has gotten up and approached them, and she is sent flying into the heart of the giant cow. And that's when Peacemaker ends up shooting.
And that's when Puppetine screamed, because that was his wife, the giant cow.
Anyway.
She was butchered before his eyes.
But Peacemaker deals with the last two butterflies, and Goff ends up flying out of the cop and just flying away.
Mhm.
And Peacemaker and Abidio, they all get up there, and he picks up Harcourt's body, and they end up walking away. But that's when, guess who shows up? Because Abidio made a call to Waller earlier. The Justice League arrives.
Oh my gosh, this is the best part of the whole entire episode.
Yes. And
we actually see Superman. Well, he's in the dark. With all four of them in the dark first. We have Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Superman, and the Flash. And it turns out Ezra Miller, Flash, was there. They actually show us, they zoom in, and they also showed, the guy who plays
Jason
Arthur
Momoa.
Knight, Jason Momoa, and he's like, and Peacemaker says like, "Fuck you guys, show up." He's like, he called him a fish fucker.
Oh, jeez, don't use the F-bombs, man, no more.
Hold on, we're not monetized. Don't worry about it. Anyway, so because of this, and Ezra Miller is like, wait, so that's not a rumor?
No, in fact, he says it. That's not a rumor at all.
Yeah.
And
so the fact that those two made cameos in the show are trying to build up hype for their movies coming out soon.
Yeah, but I really liked it. It made it feel all the more real. It was awesome.
You guys, Vigilante called him out. Like, dude, you just insulting yourself. None of that's real at all. Like the whole thing with Aquaman and Batman, you never met them at all.
Yes, but now we know that it seems that Aquaman is indeed into the aquatic
aquatic sea life.
Harcourt is alive. Harcourt and Vigilante, they get treated at the hospital.
Well, yeah, Waller's daughter and Peacemaker were sitting there. They had a conversation, all that stuff. They kind of make up a little. And he says, he's like, hey, what you did for me is awesome and stuff. It's like, don't tell V. After Eagly, you're my second best friend.
Yeah.
And then you see Vigilante walks up. He's like, hey, what's going on? He's like, oh, I'm fine. He's like, it's just. He's like, dude, you've been shot. You need to get help. He's like, oh, I'm fine. Vigilante passes out.
Yeah. So
next team, we see a nurse coming over to Chris, and basically Chris is out of his uniform. He's in his normal clothes and says like, "Hey, Harcourt's awake now." He goes in there, and she's like, Harcourt just looks over. It's like, "You told me you've been here for the past couple of days, almost a week or so." And he's like, "Yeah." It's like, and she reaches her hand out and she holds his hand. Next season, they're gonna get it on.
Oh yeah, because she survives, but it's left, and it's been confirmed that this is the last because I had this conversation with somebody else. But Peacemaker pours what's left out of his jar, and that is apparently the last of the amber goo that's accessible on the planet Earth.
And then we cut to a scene where the barn was. You see Judo Master arriving with his bag of Cheetos,
and he's crying
because all the aliens
mission failed.
Yep.
But yes, so it ends. That moment, the screen cap is actually just Vigilante and Peacemaker hanging out and blowing up. Abidio calls out Task Force X and
she does. She goes. She holds a press conference and reveals that the diary was never his. It was all Amanda Waller's idea. Task Force was actually Task Force.
He might have somebody else direct that episode. Okay, he'll write it, but he won't.
That was kind of the situation. Where for a little off topic, but on the subject of that, the director for Underworld 2 was actually I don't know if he's married at the time, but he was dating Kate Beckinsale, and he directed it as Scott Speedman made love to his girlfriend on screen.
Well, it wasn't real. So
and James Gunn worked for Troma, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, give us more.
Gunn might film them together if he can watch.
Exactly. Anyway,
it does seem that it's not the very end though, because we see him sit there, Peacemaker, as he feeds Goff the last bit of goo, and he imagines his father sitting next to him. So
he doesn't imagine. No, his dad comes back and haunts him again. He can't
Yeah.
shake his dad.
It's not an actual ghost. It's his
No,
mind.
I understand it, but it's in his mind. He's haunted by the fact he killed his dad. And his dad's like, "You fucker! You thought you killed me? I'm gonna haunt you for the rest of your life."
Yes. But Robert Patrick means he'll be back for the second season, and I love this actor, so I am down for it. Yes.
Have you
But
seen this
overall,
boy?
it's a really good season. It is. This episode had a stupid moment that you roll your eyes, but you push past that. This show has been excellent on every level. I have loved it, every second of it.
I've actually liked it since episode 4 and on.
Well, I'm glad you've liked it 4 and up, but I've enjoyed all of it. It is one of the best DC shows there are, just period.
Until
You
they
need to check
until
that
we get a Garth Ennis, Peacemaker.
Oh, well, a little more serious take. Is that what you want?
The book was great. The one shot, Peacemaker one shot. It had subtle humor in there, and it still kept the violence, and it was great.
But that is the end. We want to thank you so much for coming and watching.
Yes, that is the end.
Yes. We will see you. Zach says it wasn't bad overall. I think it was great, honestly. But we have different ranges of
what's
opinion
great?
here, and that is fine.
Do you know what's really awesome?
What?
That it's over.
Oh.
Yay!
I can't wait for season 2, and we'll be reviewing it
I
right
can't wait
here.
because we got too many shows to review. All right. With that being said, if you haven't subscribed, do it now.
Yes.
And
We're
if you
almost at
haven't
100.
liked this video, do it now. And if you haven't dropped $1 for the Ko-Fi, do it now.
Well, if you can. But thank you so much for watching. We will see you next time. Bye!
And remember, only you can do the things that you do. Come on, man.
Like eat at Joe's.